on Fox Sports Houston. Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, it's Game 2 of a 3-game weekend series. The Astros meeting the San Francisco Giants. Bienvenidos and welcome. It's Los Astros night tonight at Minute Maid Park. Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies. The Astros have won 3 in a row, including a shutout 6-0 over the Giants last night, JD.
Longest winning streak for the Astros this year, 4 games, so a chance to match that with a win tonight. The young guys really been getting it done for the Astros. It's been fun to watch these young kids play, and lately the guy who's really risen to the top is Brian Bogasevic. We don't really think of him as a real youngster. He's 27 years of age, but he's really been swinging the bat well. Does not have a lot of major league experience, so even though he's not a puppy, he is a rookie. He and Corcoran were the keys last night, but Altuve, Martinez, all these guys, Brady's chipping in. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
And tonight, as Game 2 of this series rolls your way from Minute Maid Park, Jordan Lyles, Proximamente, Toma La Colina against the lefty Madison Bumgarner for the Giants. Next.
On Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. It is a good day not to be out there. For the 20th day in a row, 100-degree temperatures in Houston, indoors in the 70s at Los Astros baseball as the Giants take on the Astros from Minute Maid Park. Greg Lucas on the field. In the booth, because it is Saturday, we have Bill Brown, Jim Deshaies, and Jeff Bagwell.
Well, we usually get a win from Baggy on Saturday nights. In this case, it's been rolling pretty well the last few nights.
I know. I hope we keep it going. The only thing that's really important to me right now is that you have a new iPad.
So we can check the scores and all that sort of thing. I'm always the last one to get one, Baggy. But
well,
now
obviously JD is the last one to get one.
Nobody.
He's on his way.
I keep waiting for them to give us one, but
I don't have enough money on me to give it to you.
Might be a few years, JD.
All right, waiting for that swag to come rolling in.
And you got to have some swag. It's all about the swag.
Cody Ross leads it off in center. Jeff Capinger, the former Astro, returns to the lineup at second base. Pablo Sandoval at third. Aubrey Huff at first. Nate Shearholz in right field. Brandon Belt of UT in left. Mike Fontenot at shortstop. Chris Stewart the catcher. Madison Bumgarner the pitchers.
Jordan Lyles tries to get things pointed back in the right direction. He struggled the last couple of times out. Last time out, it was in L.A. Got beat by the Dodgers, allowed 7 earned runs and 5 in the third. Gave up 3 home runs in that ball game, and that was after giving up 7 in 5 innings in his previous start in Arizona. So looking for a reversal of that trend. And well, last time he pitched in this ballpark, he pitched very well and picked up his first major league win.
That was against Cincinnati on August 2nd. First pitch here, strike one to Cody Ross. Adrian Johnson is working to play tonight. Ross at 239 with 10 homers, has 39 runs batted in. Giants have been shut out 2 games in a row now. They have not scored for 18 innings.
That was a strike in the Little League World Series today.
Oh my goodness, I was watching some of that too. Zone was huge.
1-2 the count.
Yeah, but when you're a kid, when you're 12 years old, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No.
They weren't arguing.
No.
Special uniforms for the occasion tonight. Los Astros. And there was a street festival before the game. A lot of special happenings for this Saturday game. Lyles throws ball 2, and it's a 2-2 count for Jordan.
Drayton seems a little alone back there.
Yeah, at the moment he is, isn't he?
I think he is.
Off the plate, and it's 3-2. The Giants are dead last in runs scored with 428. And yet they're only 2.5 games out of first place in their division. High to left field, J.D. Martinez backing. One out, and take a look at their team defensively. The Astros.
Well, J.D. Martinez there in left, and he's got Bourgeois in center. Jason Michaels gets a start tonight in right field. Paredes Barmas, Altuve Lee around the infield. Quintero is the backstop tonight.
Jeff Capinger, the former Astro, gets a round of applause as he comes up. He was a pinch hitter in last night's game. He's been out with a wrist problem, but had an MRI and cleared to play tonight with a .298 average, 5 homers, 23 driven in.
Guess he's day to day, right?
Yeah, aren't we all?
Exactly right.
Well, after making the trade for Capinger and then adding Carlos Beltran, they picked up Orlando Cabrera. Giants still find themselves trailing Arizona. So it looks as if this one may go down to the final week or so, Baggy.
Yeah, I kind of like the Giants' chances, though. Carlos is going to start to hit when he comes back. Obviously, Kep can hit. And most importantly, I think they have better pitching. So I just kind of like their chances. I don't know how many times they play each other again, but
6.
Yeah, I kind of like their chances, and I could be dead wrong, but
yeah, it seems like they probably have one more good run in them. A lot too just depends on breaking down the schedules of the two teams, who they have left, how much home, how much road, who awaits. But hard to argue with that Giant pitching.
Yeah, and once Carlos gets going, I mean, obviously we saw it here in Houston and having a pretty decent year there with the Mets this year, but he can carry a ball club by himself. So I don't know. I just like their chances.
Pablo Sandoval returns. He had been out with a little stinger in the right shoulder, and there's ball 1 to a 307 hitter. So here's one big bat for Boccius getting back in his lineup tonight.
Well, you're right, Brownie, and and that's part of the whole thing is being healthy. And if Pablo's in the lineup and Carlos is in the lineup, I mean that lineup becomes pretty decent, especially with that pitching staff. So Aubrey's a good hitter. I mean, I just for some reason I just think that they're just a little bit better of a team than Arizona.
And they are battle tested from last year.
That helps too.
2-2 to Sandoval, who's just 25 years old. And last year he drove in 63 runs, 563 at bats. Just that switch hitting presence that he brings to the number 3 spot in the order helps their club.
Staying away.
Takes ball 3. Giants will play only the teams in their division in September for 25 games.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
It's old school. It's the way we used to do it.
You bet. Fight it out among yourselves. Rolled out and backhanded. Altuve off balance throw. One hop. Safe at first. Carlos unable to hold it. Not sure they would have had him anyway. It's a hit.
And Sandoval, he doesn't walk much, but he's got great eye-hand coordination. He's kind of like Tejada and some of these other guys we've talked about in recent days that just have the ability to go out and make contact. He's out in front of that changeup. Turns into a knock.
Now Aubrey Huff, another former Astro, taking ball 1. 245 for Aubrey. 11 homers. He's driven in 53. Last night he was thrown out at the plate by Brian Bogusevic. Broken bat. The pop-up sends Paredes back in a shallow left. Good running play to end the Giants first with no runs a hit and a man stranded. And we take a look at Brad Mills' lineup card. It begins with second baseman Jose Altuve. Jason Bourgeois is in center field with J.D. Martinez in left. Carlos leads at first base with a cleanup man, followed by third baseman Jimmy Paredes, shortstop Clint Varmas, right fielder Jason Michaels, catcher Humberto Quintero, pitcher Jordan Lyles.
22-year-old left-hander Madison Bumgarner for the Giants tonight. A losing record out of 7-11, but he has pitched quite well. ERA of 3.49, outstanding strikeout to walk numbers. The run support obviously has been a big issue for just about everybody on this staff, but his 2.89 is the second lowest in Major League Baseball.
First man up, Altuve. And he looks at ball 1. 314 is his average. He's driven in 5. Jose against the Chicago Cubs was 2 for 12 in that series. This one's in the air to left center field. Going back, Ross still carrying, and Ross can't make a catch on the warning track. Altuve's going to sprint toward third. He'll make it easily, and Dave Clark will hold him there. He's going to run through the stop sign and score.
Wow. It's the second time.
Second time. I was going to say it's the second time.
Look at Carlos waving out to Dave. Well, how are they going to rule that one? Got to be a home run, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Probably does.
That's another first Major League home run for Altuve inside the Parker. And Dave Clark down the line throwing up a stop sign, but Jose had already said nope.
And a stand-up.
Now Jason Bourgeois smacks one past a diving Keppinger into right center. He's going to go. And into second, he is out.
That's what we're doing. Just keep running until somebody tags us.
Kind of talking about Little League World Series.
Yeah.
We're just going to run.
Nobody's stopping tonight.
There's that fine line between aggressive and reckless. Got away with it the first time, did not here.
Close
you know
right
what?
there,
Yeah,
Jimmy.
you could have called him safe. Yeah, he was safe.
Yeah, he was.
Ball was ahead of him, so.
Now J.D. Martinez takes strike one. What a start for Los Astros tonight. 4 homers, 15 runs batted in for J.D. with a .243 batting average. This is crazy. All ball makes it 0-2. Bumgarner gave up 2 runs in 7 innings Monday at Atlanta. He left with a 3-2 lead, got a no decision.
That's some funny stuff right here.
Yes, it is. Got some tilt on that breaking ball and got a strikeout for out number 2. Bumgarner, one of the stars of the World Series last year, was 7-6 during the regular season. Altuve made that sprint around the bases.
Well, here on the Giants defensively, Brandon Belt is naturally a first baseman, but they want his bat in the lineup, so he gets a start in left. Sherholtz, very good out there in right. Sandoval, Fontenot, Keppinger, Huff, and Chris Stewart behind the plate throws well.
Carlos Lee looks at strike one. He is 0 for his last 10. 257 with 11 homers, 68 driven in.
You know, a lot of coaches complain about the modern player not getting the signs, but usually they're talking about an elaborate set of signs if they're putting on a bunt or hit and run, something like that. Generally, the keep going and the stop are pretty self-explanatory.
1-2.
Clarky's going to have to hold a meeting.
The funny part, if you watch that, he's looking right at Clarky when he's saying stop.
Yeah.
You almost get the sense if he's talking as he runs by. I'd love to, but I just can't.
No.
Adam Everett hit the last Astros inside the park homer in August of 03.
Like one of those little wind-up toys you have when you're a kid. They don't stop until that thing is done unwinding.
So that's the way he got his first major league homer. And RBI number 6 for Altuve's career. Very exciting bottom of the first inning, starting with that drive to left center.
Clarky can't hit him. He's too little.
Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that would be almost like punching a child.
Child Protective Services
Yeah,
would get called in.
Somebody would be called in for that one.
Carlos with a liner into center field. Picks up hit number 3 of the inning by the Astros.
I can't remember. I think it was Marv Levy who once said, when asked if this was a must-win, he said World War II was a must-win. But from the Giants' perspective, this is a really important game because Jonathan Sanchez was scheduled to start tomorrow. He's got a bad ankle and in all likelihood will not pitch tomorrow. So they might have to piece it together out of their bullpen. They might have to call somebody up from the minor league. So, you know, with Bumgarner on the mound tonight, having lost last night, this is a really important game for the Giants.
276 for Jimmy Paredes with a homer and 6 runs batted in. He was 0 for 4 last night with 3 punch outs. Ball 1 to Jimmy, a switch hitter who's hit well from this side of the plate in the early going, 5 for 15. Clint Barmas is on deck. It's 1-1. And Mike Barnett feels that Paredes has a little bit cleaner swing from this side of the plate. It's 2-1. Bumgarner, a first-round pick of the Giants in 07, the 10th player drafted. He just turned 22. Listed at 6'5". Won a World Series game. Didn't give up an earned run in that one. Won a Division Series.
Just a kid. He had 2.18 ERA in the postseason last year after really giving them a nice lift during the regular season.
Backhand off the glove of Keppinger, throws to second and gets the force on leave. And the Astros come up with a run on 3 hits and leave a man inside the park homer, Jose Altuve. 1-0 Houston.
Baggy became only the 3rd player in Major League history to draw 6 walks in a single game. Astros down the Marlins 6-4, 16 innings. Game lasted 5:44. And Jimmy Fox is one of those other 3, and I'm sure Mr. Bagwell remembers that one.
Now Nate Shearholtz smacks one, and Altuve tried to get in front of it, but it steamed on past. And for a single, Shearholtz aboard with hit number 2 for the Giants, leading off the 2nd inning here. 279 was his average, and it comes up a little bit with his swing.
That ball really sharply hit. Altuve tries to make the backhanded play, but comes up empty. Clean single.
Shearholtz aboard. Brandon Belt is the batter from Lufkin. 209, 4 homers, 9 runs batted in. Went to San Jacinto Junior College and then the University of Texas. A first baseman who has, by necessity, played some outfield this year for the Giants.
Big kid, huh?
He is a big kid.
Probably going to get a little bigger, too.
Listed at 6'5". He's 23 years old. Born in Nacogdoches. And he went to Hudson High School. And was a very good hitter at UT. Loops that one, and Paredes, yeah, on the shank. He got there.
There's that bad rage right
One
there.
down.
Decelerated.
Yeah. Right off the hosel.
Good play there by Paredes. And now it's Fontenot batting. And the LSU man at 222 with 3 homers. Has driven in 13. Snap throw to first. Oh. Shearholtz diving back in ahead of Quintero's throw to lead.
But the University of LSU playing the Ducks is their first game of the year.
Are they?
Yeah. Aren't they in the top 5? Both teams?
Yeah. I believe they are.
1 loss right there can ruin your whole season.
That's a tough one. Liner to right field for a hit for Fontenot. Sharp single.
I think I said University of LSU. Let's just call it LSU.
We got you.
LSU.
You got me?
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah, I know. I don't do this for a living. You guys do.
We still say those things.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah. I listen too.
Brownie called me out the other day when 10 seconds after he said that Darren Erstad was now the head baseball coach in Nebraska. I said, hey, Darren Erstad's the new baseball coach in Nebraska.
It happens.
It does happen.
Sometimes we tune each other out. 2 men on
like
for Jordan
old
Love.
married couple.
Yeah.
That's it. That's very
You
much
can only
it.
make up stuff for so long.
Chris Stewart, a .217 hitter with a homer, has driven in 6. Miles, as you mentioned, JD, the last couple of starts has allowed 7 earned runs each time. 5 innings in Arizona, 5 1/3 in LA. Looking for a much better outing here. Altuve to his left. Goes to lead for out number 2. Shearholtz to third.
And it just helps, to make the point that you really have to watch people and study to get a real feel. Because if you were to just pick up the lineup card tonight or look at your stat sheet, if you're one of the visiting broadcasters or somebody who hasn't followed this club, you go, let me see, this kid's 1-7 with a 5.31 ERA. Oh, he hasn't done much. Well, in reality, he's done pretty well. Yeah, he's had a lot of good starts and 2 ugly ones really inflating that ERA here lately.
Yeah, when you put 7 earned runs on your card in, was it 5 1/3, 5 2/3, whatever it was, that's going to hurt.
Sure does. And he's getting close to the innings cap. 119 for Bumgarner. He's driven in 1.
What is that cap, Brownie?
It's about, let's see, ground ball to shortstop.
Talk about that
Have to
later.
wait till the next inning. Yeah. Farmers takes care of it. No runs, 2 hits. 2 men left, 1-0 Astros.
To the bottom of the second. Hey fans, Chevy is proud to support youth baseball leagues in your local community, and if you'd like to learn more about Chevy youth baseball programs, go to youthsportswired.com. A lot of youth in the crowd today, as always, watching Astros baseball.
Good place to be on a Saturday night.
Even if you're old, when you come to the ballpark, you can be young at heart.
Bet.
We keep telling ourselves.
There we go again. Only in the second.
Clint Barmas up first here, 1-0 Astros. After a 20-pitch first, Madison Bumgarner facing a .255 hitter with 8 homers. And there is strike 1.
An interesting delivery, Bumgarner, kind of low 3/4 and kind of takes it way back behind him and then slings it.
Yeah, you don't see that from lefties as much as you do from righties.
Imagine that would be a little deceptive.
What would you think of this, Jeff?
I don't know. Can't even say because I don't know if I've ever really seen anything like that from a left-hander. I've seen it from plenty of right-handers.
Strikeout number 2. It's the first time he's faced the Astros. He strikes out Barmas.
34-6 as a minor leaguer was Bumgarner, 10th overall pick in 07.
That's pretty good.
And he gave his wife a steer as a wedding gift. Wow, you don't get that on the scouting report very often.
That might be the first time ever.
Is the steer Ollie or is the wife Allie?
We're guessing the wife.
Wife is Allie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an odd name for a steer, but nonetheless.
Well, I think it might have been a steer named after Muhammad Ali. You know?
Could be. Jason Michaels with a liner caught by Fontenot. 2 outs. Sharply hit ball by J. Mike.
J. Mike out for early BP today. Honing his swing. A good swing. Tough luck result.
Humberto Quintero, 259, 2 homers, 20 runs batted in. After that play by Fontenot.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that on a scouting report ever. No. What has he got? Well, he's got fastball, curveball, and he gave his wife a steer.
So try to go up the middle on him.
I don't even know where to go from there on that one.
Well, these guys, like us, are getting their first look at him. He's facing the Astros for the first time, as is Lyles the Giants.
I guess the question is, was she appreciative of the gift?
Let's hope.
Was it on her wish list?
It's a big time gift. Took a lot of thought.
It's like giving her a toaster. I don't even know where to go with this one.
Honey, look what I got us.
You got us a steer.
Oh, yeah.
We live in a townhome.
Yeah,
A pet steer.
I was torn between the sports car for you, trip around the world, or the cow.
Yeah.
And we went with the cow.
Do you want to let her live or not? Be an interesting conversation.
Yes.
Swing and a miss, and that's a 1-2-3 second for Bumgarner and a 1-0 lead for the Astros.
Fowler will be in live concert at Minute Maid Park on Tuesday, August 30th. To attend this exclusive acoustic concert before the game against the Pirates, purchase your tickets at astros.com/Fowler. And get your tickets tonight. That'll be a special night on August 30th. Pre-game concert with Kevin Fowler.
All right, that's August 30th. Thanks, Greg. 1-0 here. Cody Ross, the leadoff man, comes around for the second time. He hit a fly ball to left, leading off the game against Jordan Lyles. There's strike one to Ross. As you watch this season unfold, Baggy, for the Giants last year, boy, a lot of things clicked. This guy became a star in the postseason.
Yeah, he sure did. He had a heck of a postseason. That's what happens. I mean, I think they claimed him off of waivers, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see that in the postseason all the time. Is the guy that you don't think is going to step up, steps up. I mean, I remember back in the day with the Braves, Mark Lemke, guys like that.
For example.
Buddy Biancalana.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Denny Doyle.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is opportunity.
Opportunity,
right? Because the guys in the middle of the lineup are going to get pitched around.
They don't get a chance.
Keppinger grounded out to third in the first inning. Keppinger after the trade joining this club very much in the thick of things again, trying to repeat. A long time since a National League team has repeated as world champions. Cincinnati Reds 1975-76.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that 75 year.
Yeah, there was a certain opponent, the Red Sox, just lost out on that. 2 balls, no strikes.
Broke a 7-year-old's heart.
7 years old. And smacked out to right center field. Bourgeois heading back. Extra bases for Keppinger. He might make third on this.
No. It's a good play right there by Bougie.
It was. Double for Keppinger, number 14. J.B. Shuck played center last night. Here's a play by Bourgeois.
Very nice swing here by Keppinger. Bourgeois. Great hustle to cut that ball off, because if it goes to the wall, it would have been 3 bases for Keppinger.
Well, that base he saved could be awfully important. 1 out of the inning, and here's Sandoval.
Yeah, no doubt, Brownie. Man on third with 1 out. Instead, you get a man on second.
Sandoval with the hit to Altuve's right, first time up. Lyles throws, strike 1.
This guy's a tough guy to pitch to, too, because he's another guy that swings at a lot of up, in, down.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. So it's tough to really get a gauge on where to pitch this guy.
That's up and in, and he swings and pops it back. No balls, 2 strikes.
Giants made a lot of early outs last night, attacking early in counts. I think that's the nature of many of their hitters to begin with, but you get a club that's not scoring and they're pressing, and guys tend not to be patient in those situations.
We remember our 2005 club, Jimmy. It was the same kind of thing. We weren't really scoring a lot of runs for our pitching staff, and our pitchers kind of pressed a little bit, hitters kind of pressed a little bit, but we always found a way to win.
Struck him out, number 1 for Lyles.
It's a great example right there of what we're talking about. Sandoval with an opportunity to drive in a big run. Taking a swing at that ball. It wasn't even close to a strike.
God, I'm good.
Aubrey Huff. A little pop-up caught by Jimmy Paredes at third. Now Lyles, a couple starts ago, JD, wasn't throwing his curveball much.
No, I talked to Doug Brocail the next day, and Broke said, coming out of the pen, Jordan said, I don't think I'm going to throw my curveball. He just didn't like the feel of it in the pen. And I think after that, as a pitching coach in that instance, you don't want to jump on a guy and say, yes, you have to throw. The guy's getting ready to pitch a game. You let him go pitch his game. But I think afterwards, Broke had to talk to him and say, hey, man, you can't shelve that pitch just because you didn't have the feel for it in the pen. It's a big pitch for you.
Well, how many times have you seen guys who go out and pitch a great game and said, I had nothing in the pen?
Yeah.
You got to stick with who you are and what you do.
Just had that conversation this afternoon. Galen Cisco is in town, former Major League pitcher, longtime pitching coach. And he and I and Tim Flannery, third for the Giants, were talking and basically talking about that very thing. How many times you're out there in the pen, you go, oh my goodness, I'm going to get lit up tonight. And then you pitch a good game. And other games you come out of there feeling like you get your best stuff ever. And you're sitting there in the shower, inning and 2/3 later going, how'd that happen?
Well, it's the same thing with hitting. I've had my worst BPs of all time and had great games. And I've had some great BPs and stunk. So you just don't know. You just take what you got out there and keep going until they show you something different.
We're talking about practice.
We're talking about practice.
Ball 4, and now 2 men on for Sherholz. Sherholz single to right field in the second inning. He's a good player who seems to have improved offensively this season. And to cover right field with the good arm, pretty much required in San Francisco to do it right. He fits the bill for that.
Yeah, that's an outfield. We talk so much about how important it is to have a speedy center fielder. It's nice to have speed at all 3 outfield spots in San Francisco.
San Francisco for sure. It's a big ballpark.
That's why they surprised a lot of people last year, because they played a lot of that season with Huff and right, and Burl and left. I mean,
you're right.
Was it Huff that what do you call it? The jungle outfield or something? They had the water buffalo and the
Speaking of water buffalo, look at Boats' head. He'd appreciate that. I said that.
Good thing you didn't say that on the air.
Yeah, I don't care.
What a fun guy, though.
I love Boats. He's awesome. He is such a good manager, such a great guy. I really do love him, and I congratulate him for winning last year.
He goes about 8.5, doesn't he? At size,
at least. That's why I said water buffalo.
You know, there he was, a backup catcher with the Astros, third catcher at one point, and he was absorbing a lot of things along the way, Baggy.
Yeah, he truly is. His whole demeanor, the way he goes about his business on the bench. He's a player's manager, but also is very smart and has he carries a lot of respect with him.
Curveball works that time for Lyles. He strikes out Scherholz. It's no runs, a hit, 2 men stranded. It's 1-0 Astros.
In the box, try the new jumbo breakfast platter for just $2.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. And by AT&T, rethink possible.
It's a sizzler out there inside. Cotton candy is waiting, and the fans are probably feeling a lot more refreshed. And the Astros lead at 1-0 as Jordan Lyles comes up, looking at ball one from Bumgarner. So as JD mentioned, we're not sure who the Astros will be facing tomorrow from the Giants. It won't be Jonathan Sanchez, we were hearing. They're not too sure. They could call up a pitcher, as he mentioned, from the minors. It could be lefty reliever Runzler. They were thinking at one point it could be Guillermo Mota, but he pitched last night. We'll just have to show up to find out.
It probably depends on what happens here tonight.
Yeah.
How they use their bullpen.
Good point. 2-1, very much a short-term existence when you get in the late stages of a pennant race sometimes. Before the rosters are expanded September 1st, they do with the 25 men.
So I went next door and did a little research, and the boys there, Kruk and Kipe, told me that Bumgarner bought his wife a heifer.
Okay.
A heifer. And that was with his bonus. And then last year with his World Series money, he bought his and her pickup trucks.
Oh, roller to third. Lyles on the throw, beats it. And the throw pulls Huff off the bag from Sandoval. So Lyles gets his third major league hit.
So you can actually take the heifer in the pickup truck.
Yeah, good to go.
Okay.
They've got a life plan.
Where is he from?
North Carolina.
Yeah. Coors Light Cold Hard Blast will show you the first Major League homer inside the park version. Jose Altuve.
And look at him go. Wow, that was fast.
No wonder Dave Clark couldn't stop it.
No, he couldn't see the stop sign. He was just going so fast. His eyeballs couldn't focus in.
Warp speed. Now he comes up for the second time with Lyles, the base runner, not being held on by Huff.
It's your bag, son.
I guess the deal is if you're going to run through the stop sign, you better be safe.
How was it was safe? He was standing up.
Cody Ross looks like he's backed up a little bit this time. And he's going to surprise them outfielders. He's got more pop than they realize.
Liner past Keppinger into right field. No throw by Shearholz. He took a glance at where Lyles was. Lyles had to wait for that ball to clear Keppinger before he could take off for second. And Altuve's 2 for 2.
Well, I guess this would be a good time to try and bunt for a hit or something like that. Or a straight bunt.
Jason Bourgeois hitting .391 against lefties this season. After his single in the first inning, he's thrown out trying to stretch it. Martinez on deck. Giants are playing for a bunt.
Yeah, Sandoval's up there close.
He bunts it hard, but foul.
Now this is where it's nice to have a guy like Lyles at second base, a pitcher who's fairly athletic, not fairly, very athletic, and you treat him like a real base runner. A lot of times with a pitcher out there, that you second guess the idea of putting a bunt play on here.
Perfect.
Sandoval over to Keppinger. Sacrifice for Bourgeois. Gets Lyles to third. Altuve to second. 1 out.
Very nice.
You can't do it any better than that.
No.
No option but first base for the Giants.
Now it's Martinez who struck out in the first inning. And the infielders come in halfway. Strike to JD.
Cutter right there. Is that fastball?
Yeah, I think his fastball. I was talking to Kuko before the game. He said his fastball, because of the angle he comes from, and the way he works it in, it has a little natural cut.
1-1. Phillies and Washington scoreless after 2 in Washington. What a finish last night on the grand slam by Ryan Zimmerman.
Was it an ultimate grand slam, Brownie, or just a routine game-winning grand slam?
It wasn't ultimate. Routine. 1-2 the count.
You guys can explain that one to me.
Well, Brownie had a factoid the other night when Bogasevic hit the game-winning grand slam. That it was somebody terms it an ultimate grand slam when it's a grand slam to win the game, and you need them all. You needed all 4 of those to win the game.
You're down by 3.
With the grand slam, it's ultimate.
Yeah. With 2 outs, do the outs matter? Or no, there's 1 out. No, so the outs don't matter.
No, the outs don't matter.
Is that like a coin phrase, or is that like?
That's a coin phrase, yeah. It's,
okay.
That wasn't around when you played, was it?
I don't know, but I'll take the grand slam. You can call it anything you want.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice swing of the bat.
Yeah. That was deep, too.
Took 3 here in the last 10 days, and they've all been pretty big.
And JD kind of clued us in on that a few days ago about the power he had, and all 3 of those, as you say, have come to the big part of the ballpark. The one in Arizona way out to left center.
Right. Well, he's got some power. He's not a small guy.
No, big strong kid. And talking with Mike Barnett before the game about him, and Barney says, that's what I said to him, is this a case of a guy who's just run into a few balls, or is this something we can start to look forward to? We thought the latter.
Hit well to left field. And now it's going to score a couple as JD Martinez goes into second base. Relay to the plate, not in time. 2-run double for Martinez, giving him 17 runs batted in and a 3-0 Houston lead.
Got a hanger right there.
Double under 6 for Martinez.
Looks like he hits the breaking ball pretty well, Baggy, what you saw over the years as a minor leaguer.
Well, yeah, he does, and he can hit a fastball. The fastball away is probably his bread and butter more than a fastball in. But if you're going to hang a breaking ball, that's what you do. You hit your fastball away, and then you hit the hanging breaking ball, and that's what he just did.
Now 3-0, and Carlos Lee bats. He's singled up the middle.
I just don't understand why there was almost a play at home plate.
Right.
He was kind of breaking it down, wasn't he?
Exactly.
He's going to run through a stop sign anyway, so who cares?
And Dave will probably never stop him again.
No, just
you
keep
run,
going.
go ahead, kid.
Yeah. Well, it brings up a point. Dave Clark has had to learn a bunch of new base runners on the fly this season. Foul ball. 1-2.
But to finish the point on Mike Barnett talking about Bogusevic, Mike's of the opinion that, he's just a guy with a lot of talent who didn't become a professional hitter until 2008. Right. So, Barney's thinking, until you've had 1,500, 2,000 plate appearances, you haven't really matured as a hitter. And a lot of those at-bats he got were at AA and AAA, so he really didn't get a lot of experience in the lower minor league levels.
Yeah, it was after the fact.
So it's kind of like, well, you're 25, so we're going to kind of put you on the fast track, and he just seems to be gaining a lot of confidence.
Well, guess what breeds confidence?
Yeah.
Success.
Yeah.
And, he's starting to have some here, which is great.
Arizona's trailing 3-1 after 2 in Atlanta. Arizona called up a young lefty named Miley, and he's their starting pitcher, with Beachy going for the Braves. Dan Uglade is 28. Giants starting pitchers have really done a nice job again this season with 83 quality starts, tops in the majors. But they have a 3.22 ERA, and yet they're one game above 500 for the season. Three and two. So of the two, between offense and pitching, of course, everybody wants good defensive play. You'd rather have pitching if you have to choose, but you need some offense, Baggy.
Yeah, you got to have some. You got to be able to score 3 or 4 runs a game. And Braves for all those years were the same way.
Knocked down. Baumgartner slides. Carlos Lee will beat it out. Infield hit off the pitcher's glove. Lee is 2 for 2.
What a knock that was.
Oh, it's ruled an error.
He won. How do you do that?
That's the call.
Imagine there'll be a phone call from the dugout in some way on that part.
That's a brave call.
Yeah. Jimmy probably would agree.
I'm all over that call.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm putting myself out there on the mound, and I'm thinking, you got to be able to catch that ball.
Okay. Dave Righetti visits.
Carlos Lee is fuming. Mike Barnett's on the phone. And all the pitchers are going, God, why can't they do that when I'm out there?
This will be the 50th pitch coming up for Madison. Giving up 6 hits without a walk. Faces Jimmy Paredes with runners at first and second.
I guarantee if Craig hit that ball, that would have been a knock. On his way to 3,000 hits.
What if he had been a 2.999 and hit that one?
Bridge would have gone for 2 on that ball.
He would have just kept going. Been like Altuve. Both of the same size. They just keep running. The only difference
we're not really big. Maybe they can't see us.
Yeah. The only difference between Altuve and Bish is Bish would have stopped at second on the ball that Altuve hit.
1 ball, 1 strike. I think the phone is ringing in the back of the booth.
I hope it is.
Bish out there taking his pad off.
Oh,
the
yeah.
ball
He'd already
bouncing
shut
around
it
on the
down.
turf.
Yeah. And I'd be on deck just fuming.
1-2 the count.
He is going to demand rebuttal.
Equal time. In the dirt. Stewart was able to block it, and it's 2-2 to Paredes. One of the Giants not having scored in the last couple of games, plus 3 innings of this one. Starting pitchers probably not real confident. Up the middle, that rolls past second base and on through to center field. Martinez comes in to make it 4-0. On the RBI single by Paredes. Just a little roller. Fontenot couldn't get to it. Paredes gets RBI number 7.
How about that? Infield hit by Lyles.
Yeah.
Pitcher can't catch that comebacker. Now this one not well struck at all, but right up the middle. Seeing eye base hit. Here comes Martinez with the 4th run.
I'm glad it happened, but for the fans at home, that he was trying to make a play on that ball more than I think he was trying to knock it down and try and make it where he was going to get an out. You got to knock that ball down. If you're an opposing player or our player, I don't care who it is. I know he's hustled and tried hard, but that's the idea. Is you got to knock that ball down, keep that ball in the infield.
Whoa! Warmus to left field. Road stay fair as it's close to the foul pole. It is foul.
This is Bruce Bochy's worst nightmare for this evening. Not sure what his pitching plan will be tomorrow. Hoping to get a bunch of innings out of Bumgarner tonight. And now he's down 4-0 already and that close to 3 more.
Warmus is the only Astro who had faced Bumgarner. 2 for 6 against him coming into this game. Catcher Stewart has thrown very well this year. He's thrown out 38%. Michaels is on deck. In the air and out in right field at Scherholz. The big time arm. Lee is tagging. Here's Lee coming to the plate. Scherholz firing to the plate. It's cut off. Run scores. Throw to second in time, but the run got home as Carlos Lee had come to home plate before the tag play at second. So the Astros get an additional run in the 3rd inning to lead 5-0.
Lucas down on the field, and as you can tell with the bell out, it is time for the AT&T trivia question. And our question today involves the Giants, kind of, because we're talking about the Alou brothers, who is the only pitcher to give up home runs to all 3 of the Alou brothers. Only one ever did it. I want to know who it is, guys.
Jimmy's got it. I already said he's got this so easy.
Uh-oh. He's already got it.
Boy. Here's Belt. Strike 1.
It's
all 3 of the Alou brothers.
Well, I should have told you, ask you which teams they were playing for when they hit them. That would have made it a little harder.
That's an impossible question to know the answer to unless you know the answer to it.
That's exactly right.
By the way, Jimmy, I was watching the post game the other day when Sparky got you, and you didn't make a reference to it. And he said when you were facing Drysdale.
yeah.
Koufax.
Yeah.
I saw you laughing, but you didn't say anything.
There's the delay, you know, the HD. There's a long delay. There's no.
That'll go foul up the right field line. Okay, home runs to all the Alou brothers.
Okay, which Alou brother hit 2? There.
Felipe.
Yeah, Felipe.
Wrong. Now, at least you got that part wrong.
Jesus.
You still got
Just narrow it down.
No, it was Jesus. It was Jesus.
Oh, okay.
He didn't hit a lot of home runs.
He hit 2, and one of them was for the Astros.
Really?
Felipe hit one as a Brave, and Matty hit one as a Cardinal. Now the question is, who gave him up?
Right, 3 call to Bell.
Kruko.
Not Kruko.
Oh, you said this involves the Giants.
Well, I mean,
because they
the
played for the
Alous
Giants.
played for the Giants in the outfield
yeah.
at one time, and that's where they started. This the Giants were playing, so it kind of ties in.
All right. Gotcha.
Kurt Simmons.
Wrong.
Nolan Ryan.
Nope.
Strike 2.
Now,
Fontenot.
and JD's just holding this in his brain to kind of
Babe
stretch
Ruth.
it out.
No. Roger Craig.
No.
I quit.
Sandy Koufax.
Nope.
Is it ironic? Is the answer ironic?
No. The guy gave up a lot of
Guy
home
gave
runs.
up a lot of home runs.
Robin Roberts.
Necro.
No.
Jim Bunning.
No.
Okay, we got to stop. Just ring the bell and just
Now
give
you
me the
don't
answer.
you don't really know then.
No, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Well,
Shit, buddy.
came up originally with the Phillies.
Jim Bunning.
They was traded.
Oh, traded.
Let's just let the fans do it.
60s.
Fergie Jenkins.
There you go.
Nice job, Jimmy.
Well, we knocked that right
You got
out.
it. You got it.
Yeah, we got
Well,
that
you know-
one. We went through every Major League pitcher we ever played.
I would have been an A student if I would have gotten 62
there it
chances.
is. The official AT&T trivia answer: Ferguson Jenkins, the only pitcher to give up home runs through all 3 of the Alous.
Oh, you're right. He was a big name, and he did give up a lot of home runs.
Liner into center field. A hit for Fontenot. He's 2 for 2 now. 5 hits for the Giants. Stewart will bat next. He grounded out in the 2nd inning.
I think the real challenge will be to ask that question again next year and see if we can remember.
Ooh, never. If he were to ask it tomorrow, we wouldn't be able to remember.
He'd sit there and fire aimlessly away.
Stewart, 29 years old, ground ball to third. By Paredes on through into left field. And he draws the error, his 2nd of the year. Now 2 men on for the pitcher, Bumgarner.
They don't even mess around here. The ball's barely in the outfield and they call errors. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Quick call.
And it didn't square up to that one. Didn't really commit to staying behind it. Tried to play it off to the side a little bit.
Of course, for the fans back home, I can tell you how fast that ball gets on you.
You bet. Jimmy's played third for about 6 weeks now, and you know he looks like he has a lot of speed, but that's a quickness position, isn't it, Baggy?
Well, it's a reaction position, is what it is. You don't get much time to think about what you're going to do when you're playing second and short. You get a little bit of time to think about it. At third and at first is just a reaction play.
So if you were playing primarily second and short, and then you were to move to third base, you know, the speed of that ball, as you say, coming at you,
It's just a reaction position. Yeah.
some kind of an adjustment you would have to make. Not everybody can do it. Flooded third base line. Paredes going to lead. Sacrifice for Bumgarner. 2 outs.
To say that this is a big at bat for Cody Ross is a bit of an understatement.
Right.
Down 5-zip, 2 outs with 2 runners in scoring position.
Well, Jimmy, wouldn't you say also that him still being in the game, Bumgarner in the 4th inning, is a product of tomorrow's game?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
especially knowing that you don't score many runs.
Yeah. You got to take advantage of the scoring opportunities you get, but they just can't afford to go to that pen this early.
Ross fouls it back, strike one. He's fly to left and line to second. The Giants are hitting .220 with runners in scoring position as a team.
I would guess that's not real good.
No, it ranks very low, and with 2 outs, 166 men in scoring position.
Yes, that's not real good either.
Line in center, yes it did. He scores Fontenot, and now here's Bourgeois' throw offline, and run number 2 of the inning scores as Stewart comes home to make it a 5-2 ball game. First run now after 21 and 2/3 innings for the Giants. Ross has 41 runs batted in.
Downey got a good pitch.
Yeah.
These runs are unearned, and Jeff Keppinger comes up now.
Well, we talk a lot about throwing the ball low enough where it can be cut, and a great example there. It was wide, but low enough where Ross just couldn't scamper into second base.
Ball 1 to Keppinger, who doubled to right center in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. One of the 2 pitchers the Astros received in the Keppinger trade, Henry Sosa, will be starting here tomorrow against the Giants at 1:05. It's 2-0. Lyle shooting for win number 2 of his major league career. Altuve over to lead. And the Giants pick up a couple of unearned runs on 2 hits with an error and a man left. It's 5-2 Houston.
Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Night with the Astros on Saturday, September 3rd. The Astros battle the Brewers, and the celebration includes a free post-game concert with reggaeton duo Chino y Nacho. Your game ticket is also your ticket to the concert. Tickets are available at astros.com/Nacho. Guys.
Thanks, Greg. Jason Michaels at the plate, hits a fly ball, right field line. Shear holds over. That's in for a hit. Shear holds, will spin and throw into second. Jay Mike sliding with a double. Number 7 of the year for Jason.
2 good swings for Jason.
Yep.
Hit a bullet to short last time, and now this outfield double. Boy, you better make sure you go hard with Sherholtz out there. He's a good outfielder.
Yeah.
And he did. Lead-off double, and the Astros continue to rip away at Bumgarner. Quintero struck out in the second inning. Lyles coming out to the on-deck circle. That was hit number 8 for Houston. Giants have 6. Ball 1 to Q.
If the Astros win, they have to be Los Astros again tomorrow, don't they?
Sure. That's automatic. Bring those uniforms back. Tomorrow will be travel day for the Astros. Final day of the homestand. And it's been a good homestand with a 3-1 record. 1-2. They head for Denver. 3 games with the Rockies, and then San Francisco. 4 games in the city by the Bay.
Giants getting a little help from the Braves again tonight. Atlanta leads Arizona 3-1. They're in the 4th over in Atlanta. It's hot.
Boy, you know it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Brewers won 11-9 at New York over the Mets with a 4-run 9th inning.
Yeah, they blew a big lead and then rallied with 4 of their own to win it.
Yeah, they were up 7-1 and then fell behind 9-7.
And that's what they've been doing lately. They've been winning all kinds of games. Their starting pitching has been really, really good. And that's when you win games like that. That's when you really start to get that feeling that this is your year.
Yeah, exactly right.
Lyles beat out an infield hit in the 3rd inning and came around to score. Now he has some words from Dave Clark.
Kind of what we did. I remember back in '99. We'd win 2-1, 2-0, and then 14-10.
Yeah.
You know, everything just kind of goes the way the game dictates it's supposed to go.
Yeah, good teams find a way to win.
It's amazing how that works.
Lyles fouls at their strike 1 as he swings away. K-Rod got the win in that Milwaukee game at New York against his former mates. Isringhausen lost it, and Axford got his 37th save.
K-Rod got the win, but he gave up the lead.
3, at least 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Braun and Fielder both went deep, as did Betancourt. Fielder had words with Tim Burnack last night.
I saw that.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that's how Prince plays the game, though. He plays the game angry.
Yeah.
So anybody's trying to come in on him, he's going to get angry. I like Burnack, though. Burnack, he stood up to him.
Yes, he did. I didn't know what the history was prior to that inside pitch, but it was looked like a normal inside pitch to me. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, a lot of if a big slugger can intimidate a guy away from pitching him in,
sure,
makes your job as a hitter a whole lot easier.
Yeah, sure does. Game's a little different now, though. Back in the day, Jimmy, when you pitched against Drysdale and Koufax and all that, you could pitch inside.
Broken bat roller. Kevin throws out loud.
That was one of Drysdale's lines. He said one of the pitcher's job is to find out if you can intimidate a hitter. And once you find out you can, you have to remind him on occasion that he's intimidated.
Exactly.
With Milwaukee's win, and St. Louis has lost 3-0. The Cubs beat St. Louis. That's now an 8.5 game lead for the Brewers.
Turn out the lights. The party's over in the NL Central.
Jimmy, you called it earlier in the season.
He did.
You like Milwaukee a lot. I said I kind of like the Cardinals. Tells you what I know.
Yeah, well, I guess it's still possible, but
that's why they pay you the big bucks.
Yeah, that's right.
Altuve's 2 for 2 and inside the park homer and a single.
Nope.
Belt back and left for the catch, and he fires it back to the infield, but it's out number 3. After 4, 5-2 Astros.
5th. This is the Progressive Fan inning, and I'm way out in Allison Footer's social media get-together in the Budweiser Plaza, where I found my fan. And this is a guy we've talked with several times. His name is Jesse Gonzalez, but he's known as Jesse Astro Gonzalez. That's what we know him the most by, so you deserve to be our fan of the game. Cool. Congratulations.
Thanks. I love the Astros, win or lose. I'm excited about the new prospects and the new players that we obtained from some of the old players that we had to let go. I'm here with 4 of my friends with social media night and got to see Jose Altuve and my first social media, so it's really exciting. And I want to send a shout out to some of my friends that are not here. Justin, Nicole, Dusty, Alfred, and Michael, who's in Maine. I think you know him. He's on our Twitter.
As long as they're Astro fans, it's okay.
All Astro fans, okay. And they're excited, for the new prospects. And last but not least,
well, let me ask you one quick question, because this is social media night. This is really a big deal out here. Allison has really put together a wonderful thing, and those people that aren't involved should certainly pay attention to her when she talks about it.
True. A lot of people come here. It's sold out from what I know. And it's a fun thing to do, and this is my first one, so I'm really excited about it.
Well, you are our Progressive fan of the game on top of that. So congratulations on Jesse Astros Gonzalez and all the people that are out here for, yeah, look at that, social media night. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Greg. You're having a good time.
Yeah, it's a packed house. 108 plus.
There's Allison herself with more guests up here.
Yeah, the raffle winners.
Yes.
Becky and Melanie are with us here.
We thought there were maybe raffle losers that they had to come up here for an inning. First prize is an inning in the booth. Second prize, 2 innings in the booth. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, free food is being delivered out there while they're stuck in here. Those bozos.
Sandoval works.
That's rare.
He swung at every pitch in the book and then took that one.
Yeah.
Second walk for Lyles. Now it's Aubrey Huff. Huff with pop up to third and then a walk. Jordan Lyles now fits right into what the Astros have done with all the young people they have brought to the big leagues, but he's still the youngest major leaguer, 20. We've seen a whole lot of young talent come to the big leagues this year, and then got to meet George Springer. And he came in and took BP. Very exciting time. He mentioned you and he mentioned Bidge.
Yeah, I saw in the paper. He said, "Yeah, I heard we have some guy named Jeff Bagwell. He was from Connecticut, and a guy named Craig Biggio." That starts to realize how old you're starting to get real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's been boning up on his Astro history. Yeah.
You ever heard of a guy like maybe Nolan Ryan too? Come on, kid. Good for him though. Congratulations to him.
Absolutely.
He's off to Kissimmee.
Yep.
Wow. It's $2.5 million and gets to go to Kissimmee.
That's a treat. 2 balls and a strike.
And he'll be a few days down there, kind of getting into game shape, and then he'll join the Tri-City team.
Is that where he's going?
In the Penn League, yeah. But they don't have much season left.
No. September 1st, probably.
Yeah, right around Labor Day, and then he'll apparently go to the instructional league.
Yeah.
Shoots one up the middle and on through to center field. Got a 3-1 pitch and rammed it back through the box. Now the Giants have something working, and Shearholt's coming up.
A string of left-handed bats here. Sandoval a switch hitter, and then 4 consecutive left-handed bats in Bruce Bochy's lineup. And Jordan has been pretty good against lefties this year, primarily because of his changeup.
Yeah, exactly.
I was looking at some numbers before the game. When I looked at their lineup, it seemed to me they would be better suited, the Giants, against right-handed pitching, but the numbers don't support it.
In the air, and it goes back to left center field. And Martinez under it. And the runners fake a tag, and his throw comes into third.
Wow. Thank you very much, Pablo.
One out. Brandon Belt will be next. Lefties 260, right-handers 298 against Jordan Lyles.
And when you kind of try to break down this Giants club by looking at the numbers, it's difficult because you're not sure who they, whose numbers are you looking at, because there's been so many different guys in and out of the lineup with the injuries.
That's for sure. No balls and a strike. Giants have used the disabled list 22 times this year. That's tied for second most by any team in the majors with the Twins. Fly ball goes to right. Way back to right. Michaels with a catch on the warning track. And now the runners are still in their spots. 2 outs.
Sandoval, who had left the base on contact, giving himself a chance to score, I guess, scrambled back to tag, but did so awkwardly. Went hard back into the base. Blowout.
Yeah, he was bent over a little bit for a while after that. And Doug Brocail comes out. Fontenot's next. He's 2 for 2. 80 pitches in the game so far for Lyles. Wandy Rodriguez took his team 8 innings into the game last night, though, and Jeff Fulcino finished up. Then after the game, Fulcino was optioned to AAA Oklahoma City, and Wesley Wright has arrived now. So after the off day Thursday, the bullpen got a rest. And Brad Mills and Ed Wade talked about it. They wanted a second left-hander besides Sergio Escalona. With the teams they're going to be facing, the Giants in 2 series and the Rockets. Fontenot looks at strike 1.
Well, yeah, just look at this Giant lineup here tonight with all the left-handed bats, and now you'd have that option if this were the 6th inning and the Giants were threatening to put a crooked number on the board, you could bring a lefty in to neutralize the left-handed bat and still have one in reserve for 7th, 8th, or maybe even a 9th inning confrontation.
1-1. Giants have lost 15 of 21. They've gone from a 4-game lead to a 2.5-game deficit.
Checking.
1-2. On this road trip, the Giants have hit 207 for 8 games. They've just really struggled. Lincecum losing Thursday 1-0 in Atlanta on a home run by Chipper Jones.
What is his record's like? What, 9-9 or something like that?
He is
like a 2 something.
I think he's 11-10.
Is that what he is?
11-10 with a 2.53.
Wow.
Matt Cain's 10-9 with a 286. And that's kind of been Cain's story his whole career in San Francisco.
Right. You're right, Jimmy.
Cain. Now 3-2.
I was talking to Dave Righetti about his pitching staff before the game, and he talked about Cain. I said, the guy's frustrated. You can't afford to have guys pointing fingers in the clubhouse. And he said, no, they don't do it. They've never done it because Cain has kind of been the leader. This has been going on with Cain for years, and he just kind of goes out and does his job and doesn't gripe.
Great changeup, got him. And in the 5th inning for the Giants, it's no runs after the first 2 men reached. Jordan Lyles got the next 3 to maintain his lead of 5-2. this game. Houston 5, San Francisco 2. Our leaders of the game is brought to you by United. Proud to fly the Houston Astros. Brian Bogusevic in his last 11 games is hitting .423 with 3 homers, 10 runs batted in. Not starting tonight because of lefty Bumgarner, who's tough on left-handed hitters. Bumgarner, though, tonight has given up 8 hits and 5 runs. Bourgeois gets underneath it. Sheer holes in right field. 1 pitch, 1 out. Bourge is 1 for 2 now in this game. And it's Martinez coming up next. Baggy, you remember Butch Henry?
I do. Yes, I do.
May 8th, 1992 at Pittsburgh. Butch Henry hit an inside the park homer as his first major league home run.
1992?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jose Altuve, the first Astro since Butch Henry, 92, to hit an inside the Parker as his first major league homer.
Never had an inside the park home run.
Butch had a better changeup than Jose, though.
Yeah.
You never had one?
Never. Not even close. I thought I did at some point when I was rounding second, and then everybody held me up and I had to dive into third.
So you have a little envy going for this young man?
No, good for him.
Yeah. 2 balls and strike.
Although, can you count it as inside the park home run if you blow through a stop sign?
Maybe not.
It's one thing if Clarkie was down the line waving him in.
2 balls, 2 strikes. But isn't that the best kind of learning opportunity when you were able to be successful even though you made a mistake?
Well, it's a lesson. He's been failed twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Three and 2. We're told you had 33 triples, but 32 triples, but nothing close to a home run.
No, 33 triples. Curtis Granderson has those 33 in 1 year every year.
And by the way, that was the only home run Butch Henry ever hit in his career.
Oh,
talk about peaking early.
You bet.
Talk about no speed and getting one.
The last Astro to lead off a game with an inside the park homer was Billy Doran in '87 against Atlanta. Martinez.
Butch Henry hit an inside the park home run. There must have been some lack of oxygen in the outfield.
I'm trying to remember. It was down the left field line. So Bonds maybe was playing left field and fell down. I don't remember exactly, but it seems like he fell down if he was the left fielder that day.
92, it would be Barry.
It seemed like it was slicing away. It landed maybe just inside the line. Struck him out. That's number 5.
That's impressive recall, Brownie.
Well, it may not be factual, but
go with it.
He's got a new iPad, man. We can figure this out in a heartbeat.
Let's look it up on the iPad. Now Carlos lead. He is 1 for 2. Dog days are here for a guy like Carlos who's been around so many years. He whips that one for the left field corner, and he's going to head for second base. A sharp double for El Caballo. Now, you didn't have too many months of August like this one, Baggy. With your team so far out of it, certainly. Probably your first one was the only one, right?
Yeah, and I didn't know any better back then. I was just having fun.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough when you're a veteran guy and you're out. Well, you know what? 2000 wasn't real fun either.
True.
Statistically, I was having a good year, but mentally I was dying from the way we were losing every game.
Although you guys played better in the second half.
We did.
2000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Second half you were above 500 several games. Yeah.
You're still out of the race, but at least playing winning baseball helps.
It does, but it's always tough when you have to win 11 to 10 every game. Pitchers. All they were doing was complaining the whole year.
Oh, you know that. Up the right field line. That's slicing. Let's see if it stays fair for Jimmy Paredes. Foul ball.
Boy, if that thing stayed fair and took a kick, we might have had our second inside the park home run because he was getting after it, boy.
Yes.
He was taking nothing for granted.
Is that Frank Trevino's camera?
I think that is Frank.
Frank stayed with it very well.
Did that ball go out of the ballpark?
Yeah, sure did. Yeah, he had a little thump behind that swing.
He's not a little kid either.
No. Giants 1 for 8. The Astros 2 for 6 with men in scoring position. One hop. Fontenot takes care of out number 3. No runs, a hit, a man stranded after 5. It's 5-2 Astros. By the Frost Brewed Coors Light. There's a line drive back to the pitcher Bumgarner. He got his glove on it. Carlos Lee was able to get to first base. It was ruled an error on Bumgarner. Back in the 3rd inning when the Astros scored 4 runs. Call to the bullpen presented by Verizon Wireless brings in Wilton Lopez after 5 innings for Jordan Lyles.
Well, Jordan coming off 2 rough outings. Perhaps the thinking, hey, he's got 5 innings. He's qualified to win. He's held him to just a couple of runs. Let's get him out of there and save a few bullets. Yeah, get that innings count that they're concerned with.
We talked about that earlier. We went to break, but you guys know what it is?
It is 148 2/3 now with a target of 170.
170.
Strike to Stewart. Leading off the 6th inning as Lopez comes in. Stewart reached on an error and scored in the 4th inning. 86 pitches tonight for Jordan Lyles, 50 strikes. So just wondering with that innings target if maybe Brad Mills is trying to squeeze out one more start for Jordan by shaving off an inning or 2 from some of his starts. Fine shot, and Paredes got it. 1 out.
Well, I think you're taking a young guy and who they're very concerned with the workload and just saying, okay, 5 solid innings tonight. Let's move on and turn the page to the next outing. And however the math adds up to whatever it is, I don't know that getting him out is going to buy him one more start or not. But
right.
So I think they're looking at 3 or 4 more starts.
Fly ball out into left center field. Bumgarner retired by Bourgeois. Two outs for Wilton Lopez, and now it's the top of the order, and Cody Ross with a 2-run single in the 4th inning. Astros relievers have been doing well the last few games. Jeff Fulcino worked a hitless inning last night. Lyles with 2 unearned runs allowed in 5 innings on 7 hits. Walked 2 and fanned 4. And especially the game started by Bud Norris on Wednesday. The relievers came in when 4 shutout innings with the 4-3 lead and the win over Chicago. One ball, one strike. The Astros probably will not promote too many players in September from the minor leagues.
They're all here.
That's right. Fly ball goes out to right center field. Jason Michaels on the run back at the track. In the 6th inning, Wilson Lopez puts up a 0, and it's 5-2 Astros.
Is brought to you by Gullo Automotive, treating you like family. Our Booth family tonight has Bill Brown, Jim Duchesne, and Jeff Bagwell.
Jeff Bagwell with a much better winning percentage, of course, than Parmas. Takes ball 1, bottom of the 6th inning.
I get one shot at every Saturday home game.
Yeah, but you deliver. Parmas hit the sac fly earlier.
I hope I deliver tonight.
Oh, this one's in the air to left center field. Cody Ross backing on it. 1 down. Jordan Schaefer continues to play, and he's 3 for 10 so far at Oklahoma City. Feeling pretty good, but hit the ball off the end of the bat last night. Felt it on that finger injury of his, but he still could be rejoining the Astros as of Monday in Colorado. Jason Michaels is lined to short and double to right.
It's a tough spot to be in, right? You're a young player, you get traded to a new organization, and you can't play because you're hurt.
Shearer holds in right. Yeah, and you know, as he said, and a lot of us probably don't really remember that you can be traded when you're on the disabled list, Baggy. That's kind of a weird time to be traded.
Yeah, it really is, because first thing you want to do once you get traded is actually show the team that traded for you what you can do, and having to go down to a minor league rehab and do all that kind of stuff, it's kind of tough on you. The good news for him, though, is he knows he's going to play once he gets back here.
Good point. Quintero has struck out both times. Lopez on deck.
Reminds me when I signed with the Phillies the year after the strike/lockout and went to camp with him in '95. So it was in minor league camp.
Right.
And got off the airplane, got in my rental car. When I got to the spring training facility, my back seized up on me. Got out of the car, walked into the facility, and crawled up on the training table.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, hi, I'm the new guy. Help. Fix me.
Bounced by the mound.
Get this broken down bum out of here.
Thank God we're going to break. Otherwise, we'd have a little bit to talk about here.
After 6, 5-2 Astros. touchpad is called up. A 5-2 lead for the Astros. A leadoff inside the park homer in the bottom of the first by Jose Altuve for his first major league homer. And Martinez has chimed in with a 2-run double. And Lyles in 5 innings has allowed a couple of unearned runs. And now we go to the 7th inning, and it's Wilson Lopez with a 5-2 lead. He had a 1-2-3 6th, and he was on deck, but Quintero made the final out to end the 6th inning. So now he comes out for his 2nd inning with Keppinger batting. Keppinger's 1 for 3, a double. Keppinger had a jammed right wrist. He collided with Freddie Freeman of the Braves Monday night. This one up the right field line. Jason Michaels sprinting over for it. Now it's back in the stands.
So Brownie, have they turned the diagnosis around? Because I read something on Kep the day after that happened. It said that if he were to continue to play with this, it could be career threatening.
Yeah,
so
I read that too.
You know what's going on there.
Well, they saw the MRI. Results came back negative and decided that was
not the case. Huh?
Clear him to play. Yeah.
God, if it's that bad, there's no way you can
wouldn't
play.
be able to swing a bat.
That's true. But you know, a lot of guys are playing hurt this time of the year, especially on a team such as the Giants.
Yeah, playoff opportunity. Yeah.
Carlos Beltran is on the DL with a strained right hand. That was an injury from August 7th when he was batting against Roy Oswalt. So he can return when the Giants begin their next homestand. He flew to Cleveland to get a second opinion on his hand. That doesn't sound very good. Sharply hit to Carlos Lee.
Who's in Cleveland?
Wow. Let's see if we have the name of the doctor there. Dr. Thomas Graham. Ever heard of him?
Nope.
Okay.
Never heard of that injury. A strained hand.
Yeah.
Strained right hand.
Huh.
Suffered when swinging the bat against Roy Oswalt. Brad Mills out now, and he has those left-handers we talked about. He has switch hitting Sandoval coming up next. Lefty hitting Huff and Shearholes and Belt in a row, and Fontenot. So it's like a double switch is in order with J.B. Shuck heading out to the outfield. We'll be right back. And they started the scoring with a leadoff inside the park homer by Altuve. Now J.B. Shuck has checked in to play right field, so he's batting 9th. He'll come up leading off the bottom of the 7th inning. Right fielder Jason Michaels coming out after going 1 for 3. And the new pitcher goes into the 7th spot, Sergio Escalona.
Well, Sergio works for the 47th time. 2-1, 2.92 ERA. Lefties hit $1.79 against Escalona. And again, this is a move that Brad Mills may or may not have made with just one lefty in the bullpen, but certainly feels more comfortable probably doing it now that he's got a second option out there.
Good work by Wilson Lopez. 1 1/3 innings. No hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts.
And Sandoval's batting left-handed.
Interesting. Well, his shoulder.
Maybe that shoulder, huh? Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. It bothers him when he bats right-handed. So he's batting left against the left. .312 batting left-handed, presumably most of the time against right-handed pitching. Don't know if he's had a left-handed at bat against a lefty for a while now. That's pretty rare. No balls, 2 strikes. Sandoval's had inflammation in his left shoulder, and he feels it when he swings right-handed.
Yeah, this has got to be a weird at-bat for him to take. Just seeing lefties from the other side of the plate, all of a sudden standing in there left-handed against one.
If you're left-handed like Escalona, you just think about throwing him breaking balls, wouldn't you?
Breaking balls, fastballs away.
Tired of all of you lefties complaining that, oh God, I got to face a lefty. Try and face Kevin Brown for a while. See how that goes.
One ball, 2 strikes.
I got no sympathy for left-handed hitters.
We cut right-handed hitters a slack. We always say he's got the highest batting average ever by a right-handed hitter. There you go. There's that lefty swing.
Yeah. Struck him out for out number 2.
Kung Fu Panda letting it fly.
Sure did. He didn't get the first, but his bat did.
Yeah.
No.
Nice replay.
Fox slow-mo. Next ball.
Huff takes, and it's ball 1 to Aubrey, trying to reach now with 2 outs in the inning, down by 3. Giants looking for base runners, and Huff has been a base runner twice. He's at .282 against lefties, much higher than against righties this year. It's 2-0 for Escalona. Escalona pitched in all 3 games of the Cubs series. We saw a lot of Carlos Pena in that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Cubs winners today, beating the Cardinals again 3-0. The score this afternoon. So another game in the standings for the Brewers.
Hey.
Garza today for Chicago was dealing.
Yeah, he was. Saw Marmol getting the middle of the order out in the 9th inning. Got Berkman. There's a high drive to right field. Deep. Huff is into his home run trot. 5-3 ball game. Number 12 for Aubrey Huff.
We talked about the good work he's done against left-handed pitching this year. Pretty impressive swing of the bat right there.
It's his 3rd home run off a southpaw in 125 at bats. With that .282 batting average, indicative that he's had good swings. Now Shearholtz. Strike 1 to him. He's 1 for 3. Rare for Escalona to do that. He's done a nice job against lefties this season. 179 the batting average against him. 1-1 now. Quintero out to talk. That's the 2nd home run allowed lefty on lefty for Escalona this season. And 58 at bats. One and 2. The way the Giants roared from behind last year, though, Baggy, that has to be in their memories. They're only 2.5 games out right now.
Yeah, didn't it come down to the last game of the season they had to win?
Yep.
I'm sure they're not panicking right now. I promise you that.
Arizona's trailing 5-1 after 5 in Atlanta. Altuve gets it over to Lee. And the Huff home run makes it a 2-run Houston lead. 5-3 in the 7th.
on Hispanic Heritage Night, and the first 10,000 fans receive a Carlos Lee bobblehead, courtesy of BBVA Compass. Buy your tickets tonight at Astros.com.
J.B. Shuck with a shot to right field. And he'll take the time and come back. Yeah, he
Jumped on that one.
Right out of the gate here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Shuck batting for the first time.
You know when you haven't hit a lot of home runs when you actually run that ball out all the way to first base. I mean, that was never fair.
Well, he saw Altuve get the inside the park homer.
He was hoping for a big wind to kick up indoors and blow it fair.
It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count to JB. Who entered the game in the double switch. Taking over in right field, 265. He has 2 runs batted in. And he got that in the last night's game.
I wonder if he got a chance to meet Galen Cisco earlier, because they're both Buckeyes.
That's true. I don't know if he did or not.
Galen played quarterback there, didn't he?
Sure did. One hopper. Bumgarner turns it into out number 1. Now Altuve. He's 2 for 3.
Pretty good life. Quarterback the Buckeyes, pitching the big leagues for a few years, coach for a bunch of years.
Yeah,
I play golf every day.
Yeah.
You can get it. It's not a bad gig.
That's pretty good.
Tigers lead the Indians 7-1 after 5. Strike 1. Brandon Inge was just promoted from the minor leagues, and he's hit his 2nd home run of the year tonight.
Is that all he's got is 2?
Yeah.
Wow.
Being 183.
Is that why I got sent down?
Yeah. And back at third base tonight, he delivered. The Tigers have a lot of things going away. Jim Leland, an outstanding manager. 2.5 game edge on Cleveland.
Brandon Inge has had an interesting career, because wasn't it 2 or 3 years ago they were talking about sending him out or releasing him, and then the next year, I don't know if he made the other team, but he was
like
a bunch
a
of home
3-year
runs.
deal or something, whatever.
Now he's down again.
Exactly.
He was a catcher at one point.
Yes. Very good defensive player at third base. Huff won't be able to get there. Bumgarner doesn't either. Altuve is able to reach for the 3rd time. Huff broke to his right, and that was trouble.
He just pats the pitcher on the butt and says, "My bad."
Close play.
That kind of a swing in, really nice little break out of the box.
Yeah.
Right.
3-hit game.
Let's just be homers now. Definitely safe.
Field and Culbreth with the call. Things are breaking Altuve's way tonight. Ran through a stop sign, got an inside the park homer, got the benefit of that call. 5th 3-hit game. Gets his hits in bunches. Bourgeois the batter. And they strike 1 to Jason. He had a group out during batting practice tonight.
Who do you have out, brother?
He has his own charity. We were looking at a sign down there.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that a few years ago.
Yeah, so a bunch of kids came out. He was entertaining them. One ball, 1 strike. He grew up going to games in the Astrodome, watching you. His father at one point worked in the ticket office at the Astrodome.
Right.
So he got to go out a lot, and a great opportunity for him to come back home and play, and he's given something back to the community by starting that charity.
That's right.
Next pitch will be the 100th for Bumgarner. The bullpen is active for the Giants.
Bumgarner's done a nice job hanging in there after that rocky 3rd, then a leadoff double by Michaels in the 4th, pitched around that. He's kept his club in the game.
Through 54 pitches the first 3 innings, 35 the next 3. Santiago Casillas warming up in the bullpen.
The 3 runs the Giants have scored for him exceeds his run support average for the year. He probably feels like he wasted a big offensive night from his club. 8 times they've been shut out. in his starts.
8 times?
Runner going, and the throw in time. Fontenot made that tag on the run. The swipe tag on 2-6.
Pretty good release right there by the catcher.
Yeah, he's good back there. He didn't hit much, but that's why he's been able to stick around with a couple different clubs off and on. Good catcher, throws well.
Is it Osmus?
Might be. The ball was right down the middle too, but called a ball.
Another pitcher complaining over here again.
Just a little side note.
Other than that, it was fine though. 3 balls and a strike. Bourgeois takes a walk.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's been shut out 8 times, but when he's been in the game, 8 times they have failed to score or something like that.
Well, last night, the Giants were blanked for the 12th time this year. He's at 102 pitches now. So much of what the Giants do is based on outstanding pitching. But all along it looked as if this could be a rough weekend for them without their closer Brian Wilson, without several banged up players, and with an unknown starter situation for tomorrow. J.D. Martinez ripped the 2-run double in the 3rd. He hammers this one high drive back toward the pump. Wow, a blast, a 2-run shot for Martinez, number 5. That was a legitimate bomb at Minute Maid Park. 7-3 Astros, and Martinez has driven in 4.
They've been quiet in recent games, but 2-run double and now 2-run bomb.
The 0-1 pennant. Felt that one. Bruce Bochy's on his way out. That was a memorable shot for this Saturday night crowd from the youngster J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, they're looking at it.
Yeah, where did that go?
Where'd it go? Where'd it hit? He said, I didn't get it all.
Martinez, number 5 of the year, giving him a 4 RBI game for the first time as a major leaguer.
Now, we talked earlier about Bumgarner, how his fastball sometimes will have a tendency to cut in towards a right-handed hitter. You saw where Stewart was set up. He wanted that ball outer third, but that ball moved in on Martinez. And boy, if you can be quick enough, if you can get the hands pulled in and get the barrel to that one, that's one that's really going to jump.
You know that from experience, Jimmy?
I know it from,
we just heard it a couple times.
I know it from giving them up.
Yeah, exactly.
From trying to get in there and not quite getting in there.
Sorry, buddy.
Try to, you know, when you try to jam the guy, and then he pulls the hands in and hits it 430 feet. Cecil Fielder comes to mind. I have a very
bad memory.
Very less than fond memory of one of those from Big Daddy.
Santiago Casilla, 2-1 record at 1.57 ERA, part of this outstanding Giants bullpen.
Fastball, slider, curveball, throws hard. 92 to 94.
Upstairs, 1 to Carlos Lee, who has 2 hits tonight. Bumgarner in 6 2/3 innings, tagged for 11 hits and 7 runs, 6 earned, walking 1, fanning 5. It's the 3rd time this year he's given up 7 runs or more in a start. Gave up 8 earned runs in 1/3 of an inning against the Twins, June 21st. One ball, 1 strike. Casilla turned 31 in June. He's from the Dominican. Came up through the Oakland organization. The Giants signed him as a free agent prior to last year and had quite a year for them. The Giants bullpen is the best in the majors with that 2.93 ERA. Two balls, 1 strike. Giants starters had brought a 1.72 ERA through the first 8 games of this road trip.
Brian Wilson, their closer, has not been disabled, but apparently will not pitch this weekend.
That's what we're understanding with a sore elbow.
That's not good for them.
He's pitched about as many pitches and innings compared to all other major league closers the last 3 years. Carlos takes a walk.
Of course, the way this series has played out so far, it's kind of a moot point. Bochy would not have used them last night, and probably wouldn't be in a position to use them here tonight either.
True. Jimmy Paredes with the RBI single in the 3rd inning is 1 for 3. Clint Barmas on deck. We're in the 7th. The Astros, who had such a difficult time scoring in Los Angeles, now have turned things around this homestand. Well, Baggy, that's usually the case with offense, ups and downs.
Yeah, you're trying to stay as consistent as possible throughout the year, but there are going to be times where your offense is going to struggle. That's when you have to rely on your pitching. You know, we got a lot of young guys out there. We don't really have that many proven guys that are going to go out there and hit for you. So,
rolled into center field, a hit for Paredes. His 2nd of the game. When you guys in '91, you had that young team with yourself and Cammy and Gonzo and Bidge and all those young hitters. And obviously, you need a memory bank on these pitchers as you go around the league for the first, 2nd time. How much did that experience help you then when you came back for your 2nd year?
Well, it helps a ton, but when you're a young player, the only thing you care about is I'm just having a good time going out and play. 2nd year you come back, you just want to make sure you stay. Because we lost 97 games that 1st year. But you just kind of want to feel like you're comfortable. But yeah, of course it helps. And back then, we used to play so many more games against teams. There wasn't the division like that. It was, basically 2 divisions instead of, the way things are set up now. So you got to see pitchers and players a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Now your career is kind of interesting because you came up my last year here in '91,
right?
And some guys were kind of breaking down video, and it was available, but not a lot. But by the time you finished, there was a lot going on. How much did you evolve with that over the years? Did you pay attention? Did you look at a lot of video?
No, I did some. I always wanted to see when I was going good, what I was doing right, how I held my hands and all that kind of stuff. But as far as breaking down every pitcher, that was not my main focus. Because as a pitcher, you talked about earlier with Jordan Lyles. Well, I'm not going to throw my curveball today. Well, in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, okay, if I'm watching video, well, he's got a good curveball. So every day dictates, or every time you face a certain guy, certain things are different. So I try to put, and even when I was a hitting coach, I try to not to make too much emphasis on video. Just what does he have? He has a 2-seamer, he has a 4-seamer, he has a curveball, slider, change. Go get him.
Because how he uses it one day may not be the same
as the next day, right?
Ryan Bogusevic is in the on-deck circle. Pitcher spot due up next.
I think nowadays sometimes we have too much information. Kind of confuses us. As Yogi used to say, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. Go to second. Lee diving back.
Well, Brownie, isn't that basically the conversation you had with J.D. Martinez yesterday? How he's trying to kind of not get his mind too cluttered?
Yes, because he was pointing out, Baggy, as you see Lee diving back, that if he watches a lot of video and he sees a pitcher with a great curveball in that video, he might magnify that in his own mind to be more important than it should be when he faces it.
Sure. He might have a great curveball, but you know what? He might hang it too.
Right.
When he hit that 2-run double. You know, he hung his breaking ball.
Slow roller, Sandoval comes in, throwing on the run on Barmas and stretched by Huff for the out. And in the 7th inning, the Astros get 2. Martinez drives it a long, long way. Home run number 5 for J.D. The Astros are up by 4.
August 26th, we're teaming up with Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine to bring fans the most comprehensive 4 hours of high school football coverage in the state. It kicks off at 7 p.m. with Friday Football Live, followed by the Football Friday Blitz. 3 hours of extensive coverage, including highlights and live reports from around the state. Then at 10:30 p.m., it's Friday Football Overtime, and the night ends with High School Scoreboard live at midnight. You have no excuses not to know what's going on.
Ball 1 to Brandon Belt. Leading it off in the 8th inning, 7-3. The Astros lead it. And it's a 1-ball-1-strike count to Belt, who's 0 for 3. And he had about 50 tickets for family and friends last night, we understand.
Got a bright future. Strong kid right now, more of an alley guy, but looks like he's going to develop into a pretty good home run hitter. That ball hit the right field last time up. He gave it a pretty good ride, essentially with one hand. He was way out in front.
This one near the left field line, but slicing away from J.D. Martinez, and out of play for him. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Chance of a lifetime. Dropped it.
Yeah.
There's Lance Berkman in the stands.
A couple of them.
Yeah, Carlos Marmol plowed right through the middle of the Cardinals lineup today to finish up that 3-0 shutout for the Cubs. So Tony La Russa's club is up against it right now in the NL Central.
Yep.
They're here from Corpus Christi.
Well, they're here to see a lot of the players who played for them
Hey,
a few weeks ago.
that's a funny hat, Steve.
Late innings. Here we go. case anybody wonders, that was Jimmy's imitation of Harry Carey.
My best shot.
That was a pretty good one. And a strikeout of Bell. Number 2 for Escalona. Normally he doesn't stay in this long, but this left-handed hitter's lined up here. He does.
Good breaking ball there.
Fontenot has 2 singles and a strikeout, and he is not batting. It's Miguel Tejada hitting for him as the Giants get the right-handed hitter up there, pinch hitting. 240 for Miggy, 4 homers, 26 runs batted in. Started last night, went 1 for 4. He's been among the banged-up Giants recently. Who hasn't been on the disabled list for their club? 1 ball, 1 strike. One of those guys, though, who is really a fan favorite no matter where he's been.
Yeah.
Posey, Beltran, there's the list, Baggy. Long list. Ray Sanchez, a good ball player. Giants really put a lot of effort into trying to repeat this season, and they might, but it has been a struggle for them.
Yeah, just can't stay healthy. I could just show it.
Miggy drove in 71 last year.
This guy is entertaining.
Isn't he, though?
Oh, my God.
Yep.
I would have loved to play with him. He just has fun playing baseball.
Never a dull moment with him.
No, it's not. It's amazing.
He would jump for balls that were 20 feet over his head at shortstop. 304 homers.
1,282 ribbies. Oh, he had that many.
Tremendous career. Set an Astros club record for hits by a shortstop, 199 in 09. Finished with a 21-game hitting streak. Just really loves the game.
He does. He just has fun. Yeah.
Lefty Javier Lopez warming up in the pen for the Giants. Quintero caught that one. Miggy in 04 led the American League in runs batted in with 150 for Baltimore.
Yeah. That's a lot of ribbies.
You bet. That was the year he won the home run derby here at Minute Maid Park before the All-Star game. Beat Lance.
Yeah.
They put on a big-time show.
Lance hitting right-handed, too.
Oh. Tejada's down on strikes.
Yeah, I remember a bunch of us were second-guessing Lance when he said he was going to hit right-handed.
Yep. He put on wrong display to shut us up.
I was one of those guys.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're going to embarrass yourself on national TV?
But he had more power right-handed.
He does have some power because he just doesn't care right-handed. He just swings as hard as he can because he knows it's not pretty.
Stewart with a fly ball. Bourgeois out in right center for it. And in the 8th inning, Escalona gets 3 in a row to send this game to the bottom half of the 8th with Houston up 7-3.
follow the Astros with the MLB.com @BatElap for your phone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. That's a pretty good app because you can get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Astros.com for details. Several changes on the field. Bill Brown will have to keep us up to date.
Miguel Tejada stays in to play shortstop, Greg, after pinch hit. And the new pitcher, after Casilla went 1/3 of an inning, giving up 1 hit, no runs, with 1 walk and no strikeouts, is Javier Lopez. Lopez 5-2, his ERA 2.49.
Sidewinding a veteran left-hander. He came up with the Rockies, he's been with the Red Sox. Put together a pretty good year. Tough on lefties, always has been. They're hitting $148 against him this year. 47 innings and 59 appearances, so a lot of times he's just coming in for a batter or two.
In this case, a pinch hitter faces him first up. Matt Downs pinch hitting for Escalona. Escalona in 1 2/3 innings allowed 1 hit, 1 run with no walks, and he struck out 3. Downs, a former Giant, 276 as a pinch hitter with a couple of bombs. Sends this one out to left center field. Belt on the run, and that one's off the bullpen fence. Downs into second base with a pinch double. He didn't waste any time.
Downs generally does not.
See ball, hit ball, huh?
Yeah.
He too was out for early BP today. Nice to see him rewarded. Good swing of the bat.
Well, if you get a pitch like that, Baggy, off the bench, why not?
Well, look for your first pitch fastball and hit it.
14 doubles for Downs. Quintero's the batter with Shuck on deck. Q 0 for 3 tonight. 13 hits for the Astros. High to Sandoval at third. He looked the runner back, and it's out number 1. Now the Astros on this homestand now in 5 games have scored 26 runs, averaging 5.2 runs, and that's the most in a homestand this year that they've averaged.
Well, they're actually in a nice little stretch with just that interruption in LA, because they really swung the bats well in Phoenix and then went into LA and just couldn't score at all. And come back home, and as Brownie mentions, having a nice homestand with the bats.
J.B. Shuck rounded back to the pitcher in the 7th inning. Now, prior to last weekend in L.A., the last time an Astros team scored 1 run in a 3-game series was in 1988, back in the days of J.D. Baggy.
Yeah, J.D. was probably pitching.
What happened? Where was that? San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah, that's when nobody could win in San Diego from the Houston Astros.
Oh, it was a drought.
That's why we had to put a curse on Jack Murphy Stadium.
Yep.
And that worked for what, 1 game, J.D.?
Well, I'm not sure. I know it worked.
I know you went to elaborate preparations. Little roller. And that's going to stay fair for an infield hit.
That was JD-esque right there.
That was beautiful, huh?
J.B. Shuck with an infield hit.
Flirted with a home run last time. Settles for a swinging bunt knock this time.
Those lefties.
Yeah.
Right-hander that rolls down the first base line, just throw it off over my head. I'm out by 4 steps.
Now Altuve with a 3-hit game already.
Keep it going, kid. Good for it.
Flaw on deck. And the throw goes over. 14 hits for Houston, 8 for San Francisco, each club with 1 error tonight. The Astros, since the All-Star break, much better at home, 8-8. Takes line shot to Sandoval.
There's the justice.
Yeah. Scorched that one.
Justice's his last at bat was a base hit. He hit that ground ball to second base. That's a great swing.
There's no justice in this game. It does not even out, I promise you.
So 5 3-hit games already as a major leaguer. That could have been his first 4-hit game. Instead it goes to Sandoval's glove, and it's Bourgeois coming up. A single and a walk and a run scored tonight. Good distribution of the hits throughout the lineup. Armas and Quintero, the only two who don't have hits out of the starting lineup. Armas has a sac fly. That's ball 1. Astros with a chance to tie their longest winning streak of the year, 4 from May 30th through June 2nd. Chopped, and Lopez is there to throw him out. In the 8th, it's no runs, 2 hits. 2 men left. Moving to the 9th, 7-3 Astros.
The Progressive Insurance Group. For money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Game moves to the top of the 9th. The Astros with a 7-3 lead, and here again is Bill.
Thank you, Greg Lucas. And the fans have enjoyed the show tonight on a Saturday night. The Astros have done a lot of hitting, and now pitcher number 4 of the night will take over on the mound. Fernando Rodriguez warming up to face the Giants in the 9th inning. Come in for more and more late inning assignments by virtue of that 2.52 ERA.
Yeah, and the 193 ERA since June 18th. So now Fernando gets a chance to work the 9th. Not a safe situation, but still a nice opportunity for him to finish off this ball game. And he'll start with Mark DeRosa, who will be called upon to pinch hit here.
DeRosa is another of those who's been banged up much of this season. He was in the lineup last night. Had a double, a walk. He was hit by a pitch. 182 for Mark. He's driven in 3. Takes that first one, and it's ball 1. New baseball tossed out. Rosa looks it over, and it's a 2-ball, no strike count. The start last night for Mark at third base was his first start since May 18th. He's had left wrist problems.
Obviously, Fernando's not trying to be too fine here. He just can't find the strike zone. Got a 4-run lead.
Leadoff walk. Now Carlos Lee comes over. It'll be Cody Ross batting. He has a 2-run single in the 4th inning.
I hope Carlos didn't go in there and tell him to throw strikes.
Bear down, throw strikes. Really?
Yeah.
There's a novel idea.
Mark Melanson's getting loose now. Ross takes, and it's ball one.
Here comes Broke. Yeah. And Broke's going to tell him throw strikes. Broke's starting to get used to this job.
Yeah,
He used to
Broke's
run out.
yeah.
He used to run out to the mound. Now he walks.
He's logging a lot of trips this year.
He's saying, "What are you doing? Throw strikes."
Try a curveball. Do something different.
Last night he had one of the briefest visits to the mound we've seen in a while.
I meant to ask him about that one because I thought at the time he went out there to have a meeting to tell him to stop having meetings.
Said about 2 words last night. People were laughing. Now 6 straight balls.
And that's why, that's why I suggest the breaking pitch. And sometimes you just keep misfiring with the fastball. You make a little bit of a mechanical adjustment with the curveball, and it helps you from that point forward.
2-1. The El Paso native pitched well on Wednesday against the Cubs in the 4-3 win. Worked an inning and a third, didn't give up a run. Tonight a little bit different as he struggles to find that strike zone, and it's 3-1 now.
Dugout's getting a little antsy down there.
No.
Adrian Johnson called it strike 2.
Yeah, I thought it was a good pitch. Certainly close enough that wouldn't warrant dropping the bat and peeling off the pads. Number 5 there on our Fox tracks.
Looks good. In the air, and it'll hang. Bourgeois over to his left, Shark to his right. 1 out. Fernando comes back to get Ross, and now it's Keppinger. Jeff double to right center in the third. He's 1 for 4.
I'm with you on that one, JD. You get all this reaction out of that pitch. It's a little shocking.
Yeah.
Phillies lead 5-0 behind Roy Oswalt at Washington, bottom of the 8th inning. Hunter Pence at his 15th homer.
In support of Roy Oswalt.
How about that? Right to Keppinger.
Phillies have a trip in here before the end of the year.
They sure do.
Not really sure why Garosa's still on first base, but it'd be nice if they hit a one Harper short.
Yeah, they're not holding him, and
No.
he's still there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Atlanta leads Arizona 8-1 in the home 7th inning. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Phillies are here September 12th, 13th, and 14th. Night game, and then a Wednesday matinee. Those are the only 3 games of that homestand.
Yuck.
Dan Uggla has hit his 2nd homer of the night for the Braves, 29th of the year. A liner into center field. Keppinger has his 2nd hit of the game. The Giants are stirring up trouble here in the 9th with 1 out.
Jeff Keppinger does not miss fastballs in the strike zone. Almost never. And he squares this one up. It's just a great short stroke.
Now 2 men on, 1 out here in the 9th inning with a 4-run lead. So if Mark Melancon would come in, it would be a safe situation.
Well, it looks like that's about to happen.
The Sandoval due up next, and then Huff. Brad Mills is out to the mound. He will make that change and go to the closer, Melancon.
You know, plan B here would have been, there's a certain amount of risk in it. Wesley Wright, with Sandoval not being able to turn around and hit from the right side.
Interesting. 7-3 game. Melanson's on his way. Back in a moment. And one out in the inning. Mark Melanson is into a save situation with the potential tying run being in the on deck circle. He is 6-3. He's 12 of 16 in saves.
Picked up that 12th save on Wednesday. And he's got to go through a dangerous part of the Giants batting order here. He's got to get a couple outs. Sandoval first and then Huff. If Huff reaches, it's Shearholt. Throw strikes, keep it in the yard, and that ought to get it done.
Melanson is facing the Giants for the first time in his career. Sandoval got that hit in the first inning, an infield hit. He drew a walk in the fifth. Melanson pitched Monday and Wednesday in the Cubs series. He got the save in the 4-3 win over the Cubs Wednesday. Gave up 2 hits in that inning, but then he made some big pitches. Aubrey Huff's on deck. Sandoval takes ball 1. Sandoval dropped about 40 pounds during the offseason. He became an all-star this year. And smashed toward left center field. In the gap. That'll score 2, it appears, to make it 7-5. Keppinger coming to the plate on the 2-run double by Sandoval. 21st double. 48 runs batted in for Sandoval now, and it's a 2-run lead.
Well, the Giants as a team really struggling of late, but the one guy who has been swinging it well is that man right there, the Kung Fu Panda. Good swing of the bat. Drives one hop off the Giants bullpen to drive in 2. And now Aubrey Huff, who homered last time up, represents the tying run.
Huff also has a single and a walk in addition to that 7th inning home run. That's ball 1 from Melanson. Shearholt's on deck. The Giants have come back with 10 hits of their own to the Astros 14 tonight. That's 1-1.
He let it fly, didn't he?
He did.
He did.
Melanson is not a one-trick pony out there. He throws hard, but he's also got an outstanding curveball and a good cutter.
Good cutter, yeah.
Right, 1-2. After 3, the Astros led it 5-0. Giants got 2 in the 4th. The Astros 2 in the 7th inning. foul. So a 1-ball, 2-strike count. We drafted by Tampa Bay in '98. The Astros got him in a trade in '06 for Mitch Talbot and Ben Zobrist. And he moved along and was a free agent, signing with Baltimore, traded to Detroit. The Giants picked him up as a free agent prior to last season. He bounces this one. Carlos Lee fields it behind the bag, tossing to Melanson. 2 outs. Sandoval the third.
You just do not want to give in and throw a half a fastball there, one curveball after another.
Right. Well, why wouldn't you?
No.
Shearholz is the batter. He's 1 for 4.
Beat it into the ground for an easy out.
Shearholz from Reno, Nevada. Second round pick at 03 by the Giants. Astros fans hoping this is their 4th straight win, which would equal the longest winning streak of the year. Strike to Shearholz. Brandon Belt is on deck. Appeal. Check swing call by Corey Blazer. 1-1.
That was a strike anyway.
Wow.
Wow.
$29,046 the paid attendance. Two and 1 for Melanson. Jordan Lyles' second win of the year hanging in the balance here.
Good hitter.
2 and 2. Giants are 1 out away from a 3-6 road trip going to the final game tomorrow at 105. Henry Sosa, the former Giant farmhand, pitching. We don't know who is starting for San Francisco. It's a foul ball.
Well, a pretty good pitch there.
Yep.
Wearing a catcher's mask.
I saw that.
Chop to shortstop. Barnes comes after it, throws to first, and the Astros have won 4 in a row. They have taken 2 straight from the defending world champions. Mark Melanson nails it down for Jordan Lyles. Jose Altuve, who led off the home first inning with an inside the park homer, had 3 hits. And the Astros had a big day with 14 hits, 7 runs. They win it tonight. Final score, Houston 7, San Francisco 5.